It happened up and down Vancouver Island and across BC today. People were sliding under their desks and taking cover, all part of the Great British Columbia ShakeOut. Schools and businesses, churches, offices all around the province took part in the largest earthquake preparedness program ever held in Canada. A News reporter Eric Thompson has the story.
This is just a drill, but the lessons learned from the Great British Columbia ShakeOut will help save lives and prevent injuries when a real earthquake occurs.
Right now, drop, cover, and hold on. Drop to the ground. Take cover under a sturdy piece of furniture. Hold on until the shaking stops. If you can't get under something, stay low and protect your head and neck using your arms. Strong earthquakes may trigger tsunami. If you're near the ocean during the earthquake, drop, cover, and hold on. When the shaking stops, quickly walk to high ground. The shaking is stopped. Now count to 60 to allow objects near you time to stop moving.
I'm personally new to the province, and I found this an exceptional opportunity just to kind of give myself some time to really consider what would I do if I was in a situation where there was an earthquake.
Staff at all 10 library branches in Greater Victoria participated in the ShakeOut drill, along with many customers. This daycare group came to the central branch for the sole purpose of taking part.
The kids did great. They got the babies in the middle, and they counted to 60, and they clapped their hands, and they were very calm. That's, I think, the most important thing.
These Nanaimo students are also better prepared for an earthquake after practicing what to do before, during, and after the shaking begins.
Put your hand on your neck and crouch down and hold one hand to your leg of your desk.
We are certainly in an area where we're vulnerable to earthquakes, and it's very important for students to know what to do. And that's why we do the drills, so that if it does happen, they're comfortable and they know what to do.
Back in the capital, Peter Thompson, who coordinates security and life safety issues for the library system, says the ShakeOut drill was a huge success.
We had a chance to examine our earthquake kits and our techniques, and we have found areas where we need to make improvement.
Victoria's emergency coordinator, Rob Johns, is a member of the BC Earthquake Alliance, which organized the ShakeOut drill.
Knowing what to do during an earthquake, drop, cover, hold on. Having an emergency kit at home is always a great idea. The workplace, you can also add one under your desk or in your car. Look at your home and say, what can fall on me in an earthquake and cause damage?
You can find earthquake preparedness information at your local library. You can also go online and visit shakeoutbc.ca. In Victoria, Eric Thompson, A News.
Staff at the BC Legislature were expected to take part in the ShakeOut at 10 this morning, but the legislature's part in the drill was abruptly cancelled just minutes before it began. No indication why, but maybe they should have taken part. A report prepared for the government in the 1990s found that the legislature is liable to suffer substantial damage in even a moderate earthquake. Tens of millions of dollars in seismic upgrading is recommended, but the work, little of it, has been done. Questions have been referred to the Speaker's office as to why the drill was cancelled there today. Now, if you are out and about when an earthquake strikes, there are several things that you can do to protect yourself. If you are out walking around in downtown Victoria, for example, and you feel the ground begin to shake, look up and make sure you are not standing under anything that could fall on you. And that includes street lamps or overhead wires. Many buildings in Victoria and around the capital region have been reinforced, and experts say they stand a better chance of surviving a big quake. However, you may not know whether a building is safe or not, so it's always a good idea to move away from any large structure.
So when you look at buildings like this one here, these are beautiful heritage buildings here in Victoria that really add to the character of our city. But you don't want to be right underneath the facade or the windows there. Some of those features are likely to come off in a very damaging earthquake. So move away from the building. Try and get as far away from the building as you can. But the other thing to remember is a lot of times drivers of cars don't know that an earthquake is happening. So don't run right out into traffic unless the cars have all stopped as well.
Experts say that's important because people in their cars can't necessarily feel the ground shaking because they themselves are already moving. So if you're in your car and you do realize that an earthquake is happening, you're advised to slow down and pull over and stay in your vehicle until the shaking stops.
We know that in a very, very large earthquake, we're likely to see some of our roadways be damaged by that. It's a possibility that some of our bridges could also see damage. So that's one of the great things about looking at a replacement on this particular bridge is that in the end we'll have a product that will actually be quite safe. Other bridges in our region, the Point Ellis Street Bridge, have actually been reinforced to a more modern seismic code. And so we don't expect the same kind of problems as perhaps a 100-year-old bridge would.
One other tip, you'll be tempted to make sure your loved ones are okay, but you're advised to stay off your cell phone when a quake hits unless you are in an emergency. That way networks will not get overwhelmed while communications companies repair their damage. You can try to send a text because it is more likely to get through in such a situation than a phone call.